Hello guys, and welcome to another Hunger Games Simulator video. I figured I'd make this as the last video before I go to school tomorrow, since I haven't done a Hunger Games Simulator in a month. Like, over a month, literally. So, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to go to bed here soon, so I hope to make this quick. So without further ado, let's begin. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horns sound. Roald runs away from the cornucopia. Calgary Matt runs away from the cornucopia. Blue Dude catches a first aid kit and runs away. Guest 666 runs away from the cornucopia. Cartoonshi finds Brandon hiding in the cornucopia, but Brandon kills him. Cool Kid and Nightbee Kid run away from the cornucopia. Stickmaster Luke finds a bag full of explosives. Two Time runs away with a lighter and some rope. Penguin Zero and LeBron James run away from the cornucopia, and so does John Chudletsky. Noli and Taff fight for a bag. Noli gives up and retreats. Aubrey, Subspace Man, Pone, Robloxian, Stan, Aubrey, Subspace Man, and Pwned run away from the cornucopia. Stan runs into the cornucopia and hides. Cloud finds a canteen of water. Demon runs away from the cornucopia. Jimmy snatches a pair of sais. Jane Doe and Elliot run away from the cornucopia. Rachaz finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. John Doe takes a handful of throwing knives. Chris and Anez XXQ, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. I can't pronounce that. Fight for a bag. I'll just call all them Anez. Anez gives up and retreats. Senprista and Logly fight for a bag. Senprista gives up and retreats. JX1 TX1 runs away from the cornucopia. Chance runs away with a lighter and some rope. 1x1 Con grabs a shovel. Builderman runs away from the cornucopia. I scare my own creation away from the cornucopia. How funny. Day 1. Stan injures himself. Truckreel travels to higher ground. Subspace Man tries to sleep through the entire day. Cool Kid sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Cloud and Pwned work together for the day. LeBron searches for a water source. Oops. Elliot receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Guest 666 is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Jimmy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Two Time runs away from Penguin Zero. Builderman searches for firewood. I try to spearfish with the trident. Logly, Rachaz, and Aubrey start fighting, but Rachaz 313 runs away as Logly kills I Has a Face Lols. Chudletsky receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Stickmaster Luke discovers a cave. Roald injures herself. Blue Dude searches for a water source. Chance receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Chris makes a slingshot. Nightbee Kid kills 1x1 with a sickle. Noli, Jane Doe, Senprista, Calgary Matt, and Taff hunt for other tributes. Brandon catches Anez off guard and kills them. Yes, I know I put him as the gender, but they don't like she, her, so this will have to do. JX1 DX1 receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Demon stalks John Doe. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Cartoonshi, I Has a Face Lols, 1x1x1x1, and Anez XXQ. Jane Doe climbs a tree to rest. Truckreel lets Senprista into his shelter. Stan thinks about home. Pwned and Subspace Man sleep in shifts. Stickmaster Luke thinks about winning. Jimmy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Who's sponsoring him? Builderman, Chance, and Blue Dude sleep in shifts. Guest 666 fends me, Roald, and LeBron James away from his fire. Demon screams for help. Noli spears Rochez 313 in the abdomen. Taff receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Penguin Zero receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. I just got a first aid kit. I think that'll be really useful. Nightbee Kid and Two Time tell stories of themselves to each other. Brandon Shidletsky, Cloud, JX1DX1, and Calgary Matt sleep in shifts. Elliot tends to his wounds. Cool Kid looks at the night sky. Logley receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Oh no. Chris sees a fire but stays hidden. John Doe accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Guest 666, Stanley MOV, Pwned Robloxian, and Chance hunt for other tributes. Jimmy here is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Noli and LeBron split up to search for resources. Trecriel, Calgary Matt, and Logley hunt for other tributes. Elliot and Cloud hunt for other tributes. Shidletsky and Cool Kid practice their archery. Jane Doe, following in the steps of her lover, accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. There's no way. Anyways, JX1DX1, Brandon, Nightbee Kid, and Two Time hunt for other tributes. Taff questions his sanity. Roald diverts Demon's attention and runs away. Senprista discovers a cave. Blue Dude severely slices his Builderman with a sword. Charlie diverts my attention and runs away. Ah! Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did. You coward. You make me sick. Subspace Man hunts for other tributes. Stickmaster Luke questions his sanity. And Chris dies from hunger. Womp womp. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Rochez 313, John Doe, Jane Doe, Builderman, and Chris. Logley and Brandon hold hands. Jimmy here screams for help. LeBron questions his sanity. Cool Kid cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. What the hell? Shidletsky tries to treat his infection. Nightbee Kid, Cloud, and the demonic Chaotic sleep in shifts. Roald cries herself to sleep. Trecriel attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Subspace Man questions his sanity. JX1DX1 convinces Charlie Penguin Zero to snuggle with him. Matt tries to sing himself to sleep. Stickmaster Luke attempts to climb a tree, but falls to his death. Elliot and Taff both receive hatchets from unknown sponsors. And then I try and sing myself to sleep. Guest 666 passes out from exhaustion. Pwned Robloxian bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Senprista passes out from exhaustion. Two-time Chance and Noli get into a fight. Chance triumphantly kills them both. Damn, I guess he had luck on his side this time. Blue Dude receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor, and Stanley MOV goes to sleep. Is he going to stream it and have a water gun shoot at him? Who's to say? Chance injures himself. Demon diverts Guest 666's attention and runs away. LeBron James receiving an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Elliot sprains his ankle while running away from Lowgly. Matt receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Nightbeat Kid dies of dysentery. Roald, Jimmy here, and Shedletsky start fighting, but Jimmy here runs away as the awesome Roald kills John James Shedletsky. Wow, what the fuck is happening? Trecriel camouflages himself in the bushes. I hunt for other tributes with JX1, DX1, and Subspaceman. I would logically not work for this, but this is just a randomly generator. So I can't blame it. Senpriest attacks Taff, but he manages to escape. Penguin Zero stalks Stanley MOV. I wonder why. Genuinely. Cloud 4K is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Brandon and Blue Dude work together for the day. 7 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Cool Kid, Stickmaster Luke, Pwn Robloxian, Two-Time, Noli, Nightbeat Kid, and Shedletsky. Roald sees a fire but stays hidden. Stan receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Calgary Matt, and Blue Dude huddle for warmth. Demon receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Guest 66 and Elliot huddle for warmth. I said Guest 66. Charlie tends to Brandon's wounds. JX1 DX1 cries himself to sleep. Senpriester receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Lowgly quietly hums. Chance and LeBron tell stories about themselves to each other. Subspaceman tries to treat his infection. Cloud 4K poisons Jimmy Here's drink, but mistakes it for his own and dies. Trecriel thinks about winning. Taff is awoken by nightmare. I am unable to start a fire, and I sleep without warmth. Stanley MOV sprains his ankle while running away from Brandon. Chance searches for a water source. Senpriesta tends to Calgary Matt's wounds. He's aiding my evil counterpart. LeBron receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Guest 666 defeats Penguin Zero in a fight but spares his life. JX1 DX1 and the Demonic Chaotic work together for the day. Blue Dude tries to spearfish with a trident. Taff poisons Roald's drink but mistakes it for his own and dies. Jimmy here practices archery. I track down and kill my own creation, Trecriel, along with Lowgly, Elliot, and Subspaceman. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Cloud, 4K, Taff, and Trecriel. I question my sanity on night 4. Jimmy here receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Blue Dude tends to his wounds. Calgary Mac just goes to sleep. LeBron and Brandon run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Penguin Zero lets Chance into a shelter. JX1 DX1, Lowgly, Senpriesta, and Subspaceman sleep in shifts. Stanley MOV, the awesome Roald, and the Demonic Chaotic discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Elliot receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Guest 666 thinks about winning. I stole from a Moist Critical, and he didn't even know. Calgary Matt overhears Subspaceman and the Demonic Chaotic talking in the distance. Elliot, Blue Dude, JX1 DX1, Chance, and Senpriesta hunt for other tributes. Brandon Works attacks Jimmy here, but he manages to escape. LeBron camouflages himself in the bushes. Roald receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Guest 666 and Logley split up to search for resources. Stan discovers a cave. No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Logley, Elliot, and Jimmy here track down and kill San Prista. Brandon Works stays awake all night. I am discussing the games with LeBron James and JX1DX1 of all people. The Demonic Chaotic, Yazam Rald, and Stanley MOV cheerfully sing songs together. Subspace Man tends to his wounds. Penguin Zero tracks down and kills Blue Dude. Get away from me! Get back over here so you can get away from me! Guest 666 and Chance run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Calgary Matt tries to treat his infection. Stanley MOV tries to spearfish with a trident. Moist Critical picks flowers. Rald travels to higher ground. Brandon Works severely injures Logley, but puts him out of his misery. Calgary Matt receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Elliot hunts for other tributes. JX1DX1 and Chance work together to drown Subspace Man. The Demonic Chaotic injures herself. Guest 666 goes hunting. And so do I. LeBron receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. He's getting all the help. Is Luca giving him all this shit? Jimmy here thinks about home. Hold up! Hold the fucking phone. There's an arena event. Carnivorous squirrels start attacking the tributes. Guest 666 uses the squirrels to his advantage, shoving Stan into them. The squirrels separate and kill Chance, Matthew from Calgary. That motherfucker died. Jimmy here and Moist Critical. And also the Awesome Rald and Brandon. JX1DX1 in agony kills LeBron James so he does not have to be attacked by the squirrels. I survive along with the Demonic Chaotic and Elliot from Forsaken. Or work at a pizza place. Whichever one. I am doing suspiciously good right now. Something there has to be a catch. There has to be a caveat. A whopping 12 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. San Prista, Blue Dude, Logley, Subspace Man, Stanley MOV, Chance, Matthew from Calgary, Jimmy here, Moist Critical, or Penguin Zero, whichever one, the Awesome Rald, Brandon 6875935, and LeBron Raymond James, renowned basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers. May they all rest in peace. The Demonic Chaotic screams for help. I discussed the games and what might happen in the morning with Elliot and Guest 666. And JX1DX1 stays all awake all night. I guess Roblox anomalies aren't safe from trauma, I guess. Elliot attempts to climb a tree, but falls on top of me, killing us both. Wow. Guest 666 and JX1DX1 work together for the day. The Demonic Chaotic sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. I fucking knew there was a catch. I knew it was coming. I knew it was a matter of time. And 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Elliot and Vancouver Luke. Ouch. The demonic chaotic questions her sanity. JX1DX1 is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Guest 666 dies from an infection. JX1DX1 dies from hypothermia. And 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance for each of them. So that means that the winner of this contest is the demonic chaotic from District 9. Let's give a round of applause for her. Congrats! You won! I don't know how you're gonna find this video, but however that is, you won the contest! Yippee! Woo! So anyways, that was the Hunger Games Simulator 3, the third official one. I did another one about a month ago because of some requests on Discord, and it's unlisted. So if you want that to become public, then let me know. But anyways, that has been the starving activities again. Bye.